Today we are going to talk about one of the DC's most beloved characters, The Flash, and his upcoming standalone movie.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere this one.
The production of the Flash movie hasn't been without its fair share of drama, from multiple director changes to script rewrites and legal issues with the lead star. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding this project, but fear not, the Cine Wizard has got you covered. In this video, we are going to answer all the burning questions you may have about the Flash movie. So buckle up and get ready to learn everything you need to know about the Flash.
Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not gonna lose her again.
The history of the DC Universe has been quite complicated, with Zack Snyder originally led the charge, and now James Gunn and Peter Safran are taking over for a new era of this franchise. However, in this pre-Gods and Monsters chapter of the DC Universe, we still have a few more films set in the remains of Snyder's world. One of the most anticipated and controversial superhero movies in recent memory is The Flash. Barry Allen, as known as The Flash, first made his appearance in the DC Universe in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Fans have been eagerly waiting for this standalone film, and it's finally about to hit theaters. But what can we expect from this highly praised yet divisive movie? Who's starring in it, and will we see any familiar faces on the big screen? Well, if you are as excited as we are to learn more about The Flash, you are in luck. In this video, we are going to give you everything we know so far about this upcoming blockbuster. From the cast to the plot, we will cover it all. So let's start with its storyline.
Time has a pattern. Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like...
If you are a fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League or the CW's Flash TV series, then you know that the Flash has the ability to time travel by running fast enough and entering the Speed Force. But as we will see in his upcoming solo film, this power can have some serious consequences. In this movie, Barry Allen uses his superpowers to go back in time and save his mom from being murdered. However, this plan goes awry and he ends up trapped in a reality where General Zod has returned, and there are no superheroes left to save the day. Barry teams up with an alternate version of himself and a retired Batman to fight against Zod and save the world. But it's not just Zod that Barry has to worry about. He also needs to rescue an imprisoned Kryptonian who turns out to be Supergirl. As the plot thickens, Barry realizes that making the ultimate sacrifice may be the only way to reset the universe and save the future. We also have the official synopsis released by Warner Bros. And it reads, "Worlds collide in The Flash. When Barry uses his superpowers to travel back in time to change the events of the past. But when his attempt to save his family inadvertently alters the future, Barry becomes trapped in a reality in which General Zod has returned, threatening annihilation, and there are no superheroes to turn to. That is, unless Barry can coax a very different Batman out of retirement and rescue an imprisoned Kryptonian."
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be.
Albeit not the one he's looking for, ultimately to save the world that he is in and return to the future that he knows. Barry's only hope is to race for his life, but will making the ultimate sacrifice be enough to reset the universe? The DC Universe has been home to some incredible directors such as Zack Snyder, James Gunn, Patty Jenkins, and Kathy Yan. And now, Andy Muschietti is joining their ranks as the director of The Flash. It took a while for Warner Bros. To choose Andy. Originally, Seth Graham Smith was set to direct, but he left over creative differences, followed by Rick Famuyiwa, who also departed for similar reasons. John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein were then hired, but were eventually replaced by Andy after Ezra Miller wanted a darker tone than what they were aiming for. Andy is known for his horror films, including Mama and the IT franchise. The movie is written by Christina Hudson and Jody Harold and promises to have heart and emotion in addition to its superhero action. We have Ezra Miller returning as Barry Allen, as known as The Flash, for the third time in the DC Universe. However, the actor has recently been in the news for pleading guilty to trespassing charges and avoiding jail time.
Bruce, I could fix things. You could also destroy everything.
In a statement, Miller acknowledged his past behavior and announced ongoing treatment for complex mental health issues. Now let's talk about the rest of the cast. Kiersey Clemons will play Iris West, while Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton will both appear as Bruce Wayne or Batman. We also have Sasha Calle as Supergirl, Tamura Morrison as Tom Curry, and Ron Livingston taking over the role of Henry Allen from Billy Crudup. Rounding out the cast are Maribel Verdú as Nora Allen, Michael Shannon as General Zod, and Angie Traui as Farrah Ol. Additionally, Saoirse Monica Jackson, Rudy Mancuso, and Luke Brendan Field will all have undisclosed roles in the movie.
I completely broke the universe.
In the DC Extended Universe, the Flash movie takes place within the same continuity as several other DC films, including Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, Black Adam, and the Suicide Squad. However, it is not connected to the Batman or Joker movies, which have their own separate universes. The DC Universe is undergoing a transition, with new actors taking on iconic roles such as Superman and Batman. But James Gunn and Peter Safran aim to unify this universe and make it one cohesive entity. According to Gunn, the next 4 DC movies will help reset the universe and create a consistent canon, with Shazam leading into The Flash, which will then lead into Blue Beetle, a standalone film. Some actors from past DC movies will return, while others will not, but everything from this first project going forward will be connected and consistent.
Zod,
We've been waiting for you.
Gunn also had high praise for The Flash, calling it amazing and one of the best superhero movies he has seen. As we all know, The Flash is the alter ego of Barry Allen, a forensic scientist who gains incredible speed and reflexes after a freak accident involving lightning and chemicals. He soon realizes that he can use his new powers to help people and becomes the protector of Central City, fighting off various villains and even joining the Justice League.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
In the upcoming film, Flash will draw inspiration from the iconic comic book storyline called Flashpoint, written by Geoff Johns. This time-bending adventure sees Barry going back in time to save his mother's life, only to create an alternate timeline that threatens to destroy the world. To fix things, he needs to team up with other heroes and undo the damage he caused. One of the most exciting aspects of this movie is the return of Michael Keaton as Batman, who played the iconic hero in the Tim Burton movies of the 90s. It's a unique twist on the source material, as in the original story, Batman is played by his usual actor, Ben Affleck. Another change from the comics is that the role of Supergirl will be played by newcomer Sasha Calle, who recently made headlines for being cast as Supergirl in the DC Extended Universe. Overall, The Flash promises to be an action-packed and emotional ride for fans of the character and superhero movies in general.
You are?
Yeah.
The Flash television series has been a fan favorite on the CW for 8 seasons now, and it's about to start its 9th and final season. But that's not all. Did you know that there was a crossover event called Crisis on Infinite Earths in 2020? And during that event, we got to see Grant Gustin's Barry Allen meet Ezra Miller's Flash. It was an epic moment for fans of both the TV show and the movies. But as much as we would love to see Ezra Miller's Flash and Grant Gustin's Barry Allen team up again, it's looking unlikely at this point. Of course, we can't say for sure. There hasn't been an official statement from Warner Bros. Discovery and DC Studios yet, but we will keep you guys posted if we hear anything else. The Flash is finally making its way to the big screen on 16th June 2023. That's right, the long-awaited movie is almost here, and it's going to be the second DC film of the year. Following Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And if you're wondering what's next in the DC universe, we have got some insider information for you. Writer David Leslie Johnson has already written a sequel for The Flash, but that's not all. It looks like Warner Bros. Is feeling pretty confident about the movie's success. They are following in the footsteps of recent films like Top Gun Maverick and Ghostbusters Afterlife by premiering it at this year's CinemaCon in April. This is a huge sign that the studio is putting a lot of faith in the the superhero. Now, as you may know, Warner Bros. Made all their films available in theaters and on HBO Max on the same day in 2020. But in 2021, they shifted to a 45-day release window, where films were exclusively in theaters for a month and a half. And as of 2022, the company has slowly returned to the usual release schedule, with most movies taking at least 3 months before they land on HBO Max. So, if this movie is a success, we can safely assume that it won't hit streaming service until October.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future.
If you enjoyed this video, then subscribe to the Cine Wizard for more updates and hit the bell icon to stay updated with new arrivals.